Welcome to Bright Brain. Today, let's discuss the 8th lesson, Changes in Matter. Changes can be classified into two groups, physical changes and chemical changes. Physical changes. Changes in which the composition of the matter doesn't change even if its nature of existence changes. Chemical changes. Changes in which the composition of the matter forming new substances are known as chemical changes. That means even though the paper is torn into pieces, it's still a paper, but when the paper is burnt, it turns into ash and smoke. To test the nature of physical changes, dissolve the salt in water and heat the salt solution. You can see the same salt at the bottom of the beaker. This explains, even though you dissolve the salt in water, you could still get it back. Test the nature of chemical changes. Clean the magnesium ribbon and burn it. You will observe magnesium ribbon, which was metallic luster, changed into a white powder. Changes of state in physical changes. The transition of a substance from solid state to liquid state is termed as melting or fusion. Transition of a substance from liquid state to solid state is called freezing. The change of liquid into gas is called vaporization. The change of gas into liquid is called condensation. The turning of solid into vapor without passing through liquid state is known as sublimation. Solid turning into liquid is called fusion. Liquid turning into solid is called freezing. Liquid turning into gas is called vaporization. Gas turning into liquid is called condensation. Solid turning into gas is called sublimation. Gas turning into solid is called deposition. Chemical changes. About the burning of magnesium ribbon, you may think that how did the magnesium ribbon change into a white powder upon heating? The reason is, when the magnesium ribbon is burning, it combined oxygen and magnesium reacted with oxygen, forming magnesium oxide, which is a white powder. You can observe plenty of interesting experiments to test the nature of chemical changes. You can try this in your school laboratory. You can heat lead nitrate or place a clean iron needle on a copper sulfate solution. You can also add zinc to hydrochloric acid or copper sulfate solution to sodium hydroxide solution. And then remember to mark your observations. You can clearly observe when the lead nitrate is heated, a brown color gas is evolved, leaving a red powder. When an iron nail is placed in a copper sulfate solution, you would observe that the blue color of the solution decreases. A reddish-brown substance deposits on the nail and at the bottom while the temperature rises. When zinc is added to hydrochloric acid, zinc dissolves and gas is liberated. Now, even though we know that its chemical changes, we still didn't discuss about the evidences. Now, when considering the heating lead nitrate, there was an evolution of gas and there was also a color change. When iron nail is dropped in the copper sulfate solution, the temperature changed. When adding copper sulfate solution to sodium hydroxide solution, precipitates were formed. When phosphorus combines with oxygen, it releases sound. Production of odor can be observed by spoiled food. The substance that gets subjected to chemical change during chemical reactions are called reactants, such as magnesium and oxygen. New substances formed by chemical reactions are referred to as products, such as magnesium oxide in that experiment. Law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass dates from Anthony Lavoisier's 1789 discovery that mass is neither created nor destroyed in chemical reactions. If we account for all reactants and products in chemical reaction, the total mass will be the same at any point in time in any closed system. To study further about this, you need to try an experiment. Buy 2 equal iron balls and hang it horizontally and burn one iron ball. You will observe iron ball burns giving reddish sparks and the burnt iron ball moves down. This confirms that the mass has been increased while burning it. By the way, why don't you try the same experiment by keeping it closed, which it could to exchange any substance with the environment. Yes, you will observe the mass is equal. Do you know the reason for this? Yes, when we did this in the first time, we did it in the open system. The systems in which the substance can exchange between the system and the surrounding. But in the second time, we did it in the closed system. The system in which the substance cannot exchange between the system and the environment. Now let's direct to another experiment. Burn the matches inside a boiling tube by closing it with a balloon which it cannot exchange with the surrounding. What do you think about the observations? Yes, the balloon was inflated. What do you think the observation when it is not covered with a balloon? Yes, the smoke will be released and the mass will decrease. Now we see that the French scientist Anthony Lavoisier was correct about the law of conservation of mass. Now let's enjoy a little experiment. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and give your valuable comments.